Bukele state of exception. How was the Nayib Bukele government in El Salvador able to incarcerate more than 80,000 alleged gang members? The Bukele government enacted the Régimen d'Exception or state of exception. The state of exception is a right stipulated in the Constitution of El Salvador, a legal instrument that allows the state to temporarily suspend certain constitutional rights in extraordinary circumstances. This legal provision empowers Salvadoran authorities to take special measures when situations occur that significantly disrupt public order or national stability. In March 2022, after 87 Salvadorans were murdered over a 72-hour span, the Bukele government enacted this legal provision to curb the violence. Many around the world have praised Nayib Bukele. Some in the United States and elsewhere have gone so far as stating they want a Bukele-type figure as head of state. This is due to the propaganda Bukele puts out on social media. The Bukele government shows the world the decrease in murder rates but does not delve into the specifics of the state of exception, which suspends constitutional guarantees to empower authorities.
Some people say they want a Bukele. I think the people who say they want a Bukele don't know who Bukele is. Here in Chile, there will be some people who know this. The other people have consumed the propaganda images that this government places very well. For example, I dare to challenge the people who watch your show. I'm sure they've seen the images of Bukele's mega prison. That prison houses the gang members Bukele wants the world to see, the gang members captured by the state of exception that Bukele has chosen to show. In El Salvador, there are other prisons where a camera has never entered, and where people are dying, and the bodies look like they've just come out of Auschwitz. In other words, there are some bodies like the story of Juan Saul, which we just told, who wasn't a gang member, who was declared free by a judge, and who died of cancer after emerging from the state of exception.
What constitutional guarantees have been suspended under Bukele's state of exception? The right to be informed of the reasons for detention, the prohibition to compel a detainee to testify, the right to legal defense, the privacy of telecommunications, and the maximum duration of administrative detention has been extended from 72 hours to 15 days. Most Salvadorans are happy with the state of exception as it has brought peace back to their communities.
Now we can go out with the children, as a family, which was not possible before with teenagers.
We are better off because they caught all the gang members.
We can enjoy our streets, our public spaces.
However, most do not know the constitutional guarantees the state of exception has suspended.
Hay un par de revelaciones que son importantes, nos parece a nosotros. La primera es...
There are a couple of revelations that are important. It seems to us the first is that the vast majority, 3/4 of the population, are unaware of the rights suspended by the state of exception. Only 23.4%, less than a quarter, mention any right. But the vast majority of people, 75.1%, do not know which rights the state of exception has suspended or violated, and that draws our attention. We notice that the more they are unaware of the rights that have been violated, the better the rating they give to the state of exception. The more ignorance there is about rights, the better their opinion of the image of the president and the image of the institutions.
Mientras más desconocimiento hay de los derechos, opinan mejor de la imagen del presidente y la imagen de la institucionalidad.
The state of exception measure was to end after 30 days, per the stipulation in the Constitution of El Salvador. However, the Legislative Assembly, controlled by Bukele's Nuevas Ideas party, has renewed the measure 36 times, as of March 27, 2025. What has happened in the last 3 years? Human rights organizations have received more than 6,400 complaints of human rights violations, primarily due to arbitrary detentions and torture, and have reported some 380 deaths of detainees in state custody, most of them with signs of violence.
Organizaciones de derechos humanos de El Salvador.
Human rights organizations in El Salvador reported that between March 2022 and last February there were nearly 7,000 victims of human rights violations, mainly due to arbitrary detentions in the context of the implementation of a state of exception to combat gangs. 98% of complaints correspond to arbitrary detention, with the National Police being the authority most accused of possible illegal arrests, with 75% of the complaints.
ilegales, con el 75% de las denuncias.
El régimen de excepción ha provocado demasiado.
The state of exception has caused too much collateral damage, and it must be said that much of this damage is irreparable. We are even talking about situations constituting very serious crimes committed by government officials. The only conclusion I can draw is that the state of exception is being prolonged to ensure the impunity of those responsible.
Para mantener a estas personas en la impunidad.